I'm Amy and this is my tiny little mini van conversion. To start with, this is my bed. I went for your standard pull-out bed. It fits two people, like cozily. And under here, I've got all my food storage. I've got an entire box of tools for all the inevitable breakdown things. And back here is my wardrobe, laundry and sanitary things, whatever else I need. I put a lot of effort into designing it so it also hinged up. So I went with a 3 partition because in my grand scheme of things I was going to have an L-shaped social bench for when pals came over. But most of my van trip has been me or just one other person, so that never actually happened. And it's a bed. And because I wanted the L but I couldn't do the whole thing in one slot, I ended up with 3 sections so that these two could lift up separately. Otherwise it'd be too heavy to just do one. This panel just really never got finished, but it turns out it's quite convenient for just sliding out and getting access to all the food that I don't remember I have. This is my tiny little van kitchen. I have a 2-burner gas stove and I have my little sink with running water. So I've got all the basics that you need for a kitchen. So under here I have all my cutlery and plate storage. They all fit there. I've got quite a bit of space. And in here I've got chopping boards, I've got all my Tupperware, everything essential for that. Down here is the utility room. This is where I keep all my water tanks. I've got waste and fresh water there. And then utility here. This space, I've managed to actually fit about 5 pots and pans in there, but it's mostly taken up with my sealed gas canister tank. This pops out easily enough to fit this big bad boy. So this is where IKEA came in very handy. So I have my lovely IKEA spice racks. For everything I need is just handy on display. Of course, toothbrush and a dying succulent, but hey, it was worth trying. This is my favourite thing in the world, the IKEA magnetic strip. It keeps it all very secure. And I also bought IKEA cork placemats, which I tried to use as backing, but unfortunately the heat has killed my glue and that's coming apart. So this is my little sink, and in my previous job I got invited to a sink manufacturing company, and at the end of the tour we got to paint our own sinks. They glazed them for us and sent them back to us. So I thought, well, I have a sink, why not use it in my van? It turned out to be the perfect size and I kind of like it as just a little extra something. Nice little addition. But here we have all of my power base. I have a leisure battery tucked away under here, but I have access to it from the side if I need to. And this is my power supply unit, so it's the isolator, relay, everything is fuse board, everything is all included just in this one bit. From here I can tell what my vehicle battery is. If I switched up to leisure battery, I can see what my leisure battery charge is left in. Otherwise I'm turned to neutral. Lights and everything are controlled from here. And then into the ceiling, you can see I've got my little LED lights. It also just doubles as a general key throw space, just for all the random things that you don't want to keep on your kitchen counter when you're trying to cook. So I have a basket of things that don't live anywhere, general phone storage, and when it's really super hot, I've got a little USB plug-in fan. Keeps me nice and cool. So as I live in Ireland most of the year, insulation is pretty important, just gets pretty chilly. So I've gone for a good old double whammy. It's all completely lined with the foil insulation, the bubble foil, but also within the bigger cavities I've got mineral wool. On the ceiling I have a foil-backed foam insulation, and in the floor I've also insulated, and I've gone for the firmer foam foil-backed insulation also. Then it's all carpeted over, and wherever I could I've tried to hide the metal so it doesn't condensate on it and make it all drippy and wet. Learning error with the van is that if you see on this side of the door, I put my foil and my carpeting way too high up, which means that this seal doesn't hit the metal, and when it rains I have a lovely experience of water coming in through it. In here I've tried to do a quick fix with duct tape so the water at least drains to the side, but really in future I'd recommend not bringing the foil past the strip so you have a nice seal and it doesn't leak on you in the middle of the night. Overall I think the conversion took me about 3 months part-time, and within that a full month of just going at it and kind of drafting in boyfriends and fathers to help out every so often. The brunt of it was my own doing though, and the heartache I think was in the carpeting and the foiling, because you just don't realise how annoying that is going to be when there's just so many curves. It's not as stretchy as they tell you it's going to be, and it's just a very, it has to be done, but it's just a very uninteresting task after quite a while. The more fun bits are obviously the carpentry work, getting to figure out how everything goes together, and also it just looks a bit more substantial, you know, it looks like something gets done once you have solid objects in it. Because I haven't closed off the front cabin of my van from the rear, it was pretty important to try and get some sort of insulation for all the glass. So I had to buy a roll of the window screen insulation myself, because obviously it's not a T5, so you don't get custom sizes for this van. And thankfully I had a really nice mother who helped me sew the edging to all of it. But it's amazing, it acts as sunblock. But yeah, it's definitely been worth it. It's quite expensive material, but yeah, 100% recommend it. Because I knew I was going to be doing my trip alone, I thought like it'd be a great idea if I brought a little pooch along with me for company, and also so my dad thought that I'd have some guardianship. As you can tell, she's really doing a great job of guarding right now. But I would 100% recommend van life with a dog. It's just the greatest. You never feel alone, you do feel a little bit of protection, and you always have a bit of a purpose to your day. You know, if you get up, you don't really have much to do, you have to feed a dog, you have to walk a dog, and it makes it really easy to meet people as well. Oh no, yeah, it's great. Downsides of having a dog in the van is that you have to expect that there's going to be hair everywhere. My bed sheets don't have dog hair on them, and if I'm trying to cook a meal, there's going to be dog hairs in it, and if I'm trying to like chop my food, I can't really keep it away from her, so she generally has like a little sniff of absolutely everything that I cook. I am traveling around Europe mainly at the moment for a climbing trip. Because I'm solo, I'm mainly just doing bouldering, but whenever I meet some friends and have a chance, I give sport a go. But yeah, it's my little climbing trip just for 3 months while I have a break from work reality. It's quite nice. I love having a van and traveling. You have your cozy home that you've built completely yourself and you bring it everywhere with you. No matter where you end up, you don't feel awkwardly out of place anywhere because you have your van to live in. Usually within the climbing community anyway, you meet other people who have vans and it's a great talking point. And it's just amazing everywhere you go to compare how people have interpreted their little van spaces. Practicalities of van life. Lose your inhibitions. If you have a solar shower, it's the best thing to do. You just fill it with water, heat it up during the day, finish your day climbing, come back to the van, hang it from a tall tree or ask a tall person to hang it for you, and then just get in your bikini in a car park and shower. It's the best way to get clean. After a while, you don't mind. You see plenty of other people doing it as well. So it's better to be clean than be embarrassed, really. Other thing that you get a lot of questions on is, where do you go poop? Generally, you're camped in the wilderness. If there aren't public toilets nearby that are handy to use, then you just have to go in the forest, but leave no trace. If you need to do anything further, you have a little poop trowel, you dig a hole, you hide your trace, and bring your toilet roll with you. Don't leave it behind, because it's really scummy for other people to find later. I don't care, give me the cheese.
Like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.